10 geometry. Number 1, the lengths of the sides of a triangle are represented by 2x, 4x minus 5, and 5x minus 9. Find the equation representing the perimeter. Stephen A., what word should I circle? Perimeter. Brandon, what did you just write on your foldable for perimeter? Look at your foldable sheet. What does it say for perimeter? Add all the sides. Add all of them. Don't leave any of them out. Add all the sides. So you're going to add 2x plus 3, 4x minus 5, and 5x minus 9. You're going to add these. Those are the sides of a triangle, and they want the perimeter. Okay? All right, so when I add this up, I add my x's together. So 2x, 4x, and 5x is 11x. 3, let's just do 3 and negative 5 first. What's 3 plus negative 5? Negative 2. And what's negative 2 and negative 9? Negative 11. So that's the answer to number 1. Any questions on number 1? Number 2, find the expression for the perimeter. Okay, this one you have to be careful. What does perimeter mean again? Add all these sides, not just the 2 that they happen to write down for you, but add all the sides. Hallie, if this one is w squared minus 3, what is this one? Sorry, y squared minus 3, my fault. All right, and Elijah, if this one down here is y squared plus 2y minus 4, what is the top one? Good. So you have to add all these sides for the perimeter. Okay. All right, Shakira, what can I put with y squared? How many will I end up with? 4, so it'll be 4y squared. Put all the y squared together. Remember, there's a 1 in front of all of them. Stephen A., what else can I put together? So I've got 2y and 2y. What does that give me? 4y. And Faith, what goes together last? And negative 4, negative 3, right? All right, Faith, what's negative 4 plus negative 3? Plus another negative 3? Plus another negative 4. Negative 14. So that's your answer right there. 4y squared plus 4y minus 14. Number 3, no calculator for this one. If the perimeter is 16x plus 4, then which expression represents the missing side? So for this one, they gave you the perimeter. They gave you the answer. The perimeter is what you get when you do what? Nope. Add them all up. The perimeter is what you get when you add them. So let's look at this. When I add 8 and 5, what's 8 plus 5? 13. So that's going to be 13x. When you add 8x and 5x, that's 13x. But look, when they added all of them up, they got 16x. So how many more x's do you need? 3. This one has to have a 3x with it. So what answer choice can I go ahead and mark out? C. Okay. All right, what do I get when I add 2 and negative 3? Negative 1. But look, they got positive 4. How do you go from negative 1 all the way to positive 4? You have to add 5. To go from negative 1, that's what you get when you get these two, all the way to positive 4, you have to add 5. So that one's D. Okay. Any questions on that one? All right, number 4, do that one, and then I'll put the answer up on the board. All right, it's 13y squared minus 2. How many people got that one right? 13y squared minus 2. Very good. Okay. All right, the next one. All right, there's the answer. Number 5, the area of a trapezoid is found using the formula A equals 1/2 h b1 plus b2, where A is the area, h is the height, and b1 and b2 are the lengths of the bases. What is the area? Madison, what do you think I should circle? Area? Remember, if I circle it, you should circle it. Elijah, what else should I circle? How about the formula? All right, they've given you the formula. Why do you think they gave you a formula? For you to use it. All right, they gave you the formula for you to use it. So A equals 1/2. A equals 1/2. It says H stands for the height. H is the height. Well, if I look at my picture, what is the height? 6. What is 1/2? What does it mean when it's next to the H? Times it. So I'm going to times by 6. I'm going to put that in parentheses. Okay. Then it tells you B1 is the base. So look right here. B1 is x minus 4. And you've got to be careful. Read it slowly. What's after the B1? A plus. You have to put a plus right here. You have to put a plus because there was a plus in the formula. And then B2 is x plus 6. Okay? All right, this is very simple to work out. Don't make it harder than it is. What is 1/2 times 6? 3. So I put a 3 right here. Then, inside this parentheses, I'm going to combine like terms. So I'm going to put 1x plus 1x. That gives me, I'm adding them, 2x. And negative 4 plus 6, 2. Okay? And then I just have one last step. What do you think I do with the 3? Multiply it. So 3 times 2 is 6x, and 3 times 2 is 6. So that one gives you D. Okay. Number 6, the area of a trapezoid is found using the formula A equals 1/2 h b1 plus b2, where A is the area, h is the height, and b1 and b2 are the lengths of the bases. What is the area? Stephen R., what should I circle? What else? The formula. Good. All right, Brandon, help me put it into the formula. Very good. Jack, what would I do first up there? What's half of 10? Very good. Hallie, what do I do inside the parentheses? All right, that gives you what? All right, put your x's together. And to Mary, what do I do last? All right, LeVar, 5 times 8? And LeVar, 5 times 2? 10. Good. So that one is B, 40x plus 10. Okay. All right, try your Oyo. All right, here's the answer up here. What does it say the answer is? B. Did y'all have multiple choice? No. Okay, but what does it say it is? 4x plus 8. 4x plus 8. How many people got that one? Very good. All right, number 8. The vertices of a quadrilateral ABCD are A is 5, 1, B is 3, 3, C is 1, 1, and D is 3, negative 1. What kind of quadrilateral is ABCD? Anybody know what quadrilateral means? It has 4 sides. All right, so all of these shapes have 4 sides. Now, you could do this the hard way. You could do the distance formula between every combination of points, okay, and figure out how long each side is, okay? You could also do what with these 4 points? Graph them. So, go ahead and divide your paper into 4 big squares or fold it. Remember how normally I just give you a partial sheet so you can fold it or draw you a little graph? Don't use this whole sheet for this one problem is what I mean. Okay, so either fold your graph paper or divide it up. Don't use this whole sheet for this one problem. I just want you to use part of your sheet. Situated. All right, so we're going to graph the first one, 5, 1. Remember that this is X and Y. It's very helpful to label points. That's X and Y. So I would go to 5 on the X, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the X, and up 1 on the Y. So I would label my points. Then you've got 3, 3. So I would go over 3 and up 3. And then 1, 1, over 1 and up 1. And then 3, negative 1. So I'd go to 3 on the X, 1, 2, 3, and then down 1. Okay. All right, what kind of shape do we think that is? A square. All right. Before we move on, a trapezoid, those were the problems we were just doing. So a trapezoid looks like that. A rectangle looks like that. And a rhombus is one of those like, I always think of it as like a tilted square, but, all right. Okay, next one. Number 9, the vertices of quadrilateral ABCD are A, 0, negative 5, B, 2, 1, and C, 9, 1, and D, 13, negative 5. What kind of quadrilateral is ABCD? All right, so Riley K, how are we going to work this one out? We're going to graph it. Zach, how do you graph 0, negative 5? Very good. Remember, guys, this is negative 5 on the y. So you need to have a point. Negative 5 needs to be on the y. It's in the y spot. So 0, negative 5. Jeremy, how do you plot 2, 1? So you go over 2 and up 1. Riley M., how do you do 9, 1? Good. And guys, you may run out of space on your paper. Just put it in the best you can. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1. Okay. And then 13, negative 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's off my paper. Somewhere way over there. Okay, so it doesn't have to be exact, but it's good enough to kind of see what this is going to make. All right. What kind of shape is that? Trapezoid. That's A. All right, number 10, a parallelogram has the vertices J, 3, 1, K, 4, 6, and L, 1, 6. Which ordered pair would complete the parallelogram? Okay, so I'll go ahead and give you a second to get your graph paper ready. All right, so 3, 1, over 3, up 1, 4, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, Do not connect those 3 dots and make a triangle. That's not what the question says. The question says it has to be a what? Parallelogram. The reason it's called a parallelogram is because it's going to have parallel lines in it. Parallel lines. So if I draw a line from here to here, then down here a parallel line is either got to go in that direction or that direction. And then if I draw a line here, then the line parallel to it would have to go somewhere like that. Okay, so a parallelogram has got parallel sides. Okay, so this first point, 0, 2, I'm going to put it in green. Would that make a parallel line to this blue one, this green line? Is that parallel to the blue one? No. Okay. All right, let me try 1, 1. All right, these two are parallel. But now is this one and the red one parallel? Nope. So 1, 1 doesn't work. All right, 2, negative 2. There's no way that's going to work. All right, and then 0, 1. Yep. That one looks pretty good. 0, 1. We'll finish it. Okay. All right, Oyo time. All right, this one is a rectangle. How many people got C? Rectangle. Good. All right. Last type of problems. We have done these before, but I want to review because it's been since the very beginning of the semester when we did this. This one says, find the midpoint of the longest side of the right triangle with vertices negative 4, 5, negative 6, 3, and 0, 1. Stephen A., what should I circle? Very good. Longest side of a right triangle. Shakira, what else should I circle? Midpoint. Jack, what is the midpoint formula? Good. We only have to find the midpoint of the longest side. That's all we have to do. The problem is I don't know what the longest side is. How do I find what the longest side is? I graph it. You're going to have to graph it. You have to graph it to find what the longest side is. So you got to read. All right, so let's graph this one. So negative 4, 5. Negative 6, 3. And 0, 1. All right, so the longest side is this one right here in red. Y'all agree with that? That's the longest side. So what point is this right here? Negative 6, 3, and what point is this? So I can mark out the negative 4, 5. I don't need that one. I don't need that one. All right, Faith, what's going to go in for my 2 x's? I got to label my points. What goes in for the 2 x's? Good, so negative 6 plus 0. I know what goes in for the 2 y's. Guys, if you put this in your calculator, I prefer for you not to, but if you do, you can't type it all in at once. You can't type it all at once. You got to do negative 6 plus 0, enter, and then divide by 2. You got to do it in 2 separate steps if you use the calculator. Or you can put parentheses around the top. Either way. But you can't just type it in straight like that. All right, what's negative 6 plus 0? Divided by 2. And then what's 3 plus 1? Divided by 2. So that's your answer, negative 3, 2. All right, number 13. Given the vertices 0, 4, 3, 5, 1, 1, what's the midpoint of the longest side of the right triangle? Stephen R., what should I circle? Riley M., what else should I circle? Mm-hmm. Jeremy, what's the midpoint formula? Very good. Madison, what are we going to have to do next? Good, you're going to have to do your graph. Stephen A., how do I do 0, 4? Very good. You go up 4 because it's on the Y. It's got to be on the Y. Jack, what about 3, 5?
You go over 3 and you go 5.
And Elijah, what about 1, 1? All right, Riley K., which 2 points make the longest side? Good. 1, 1 and 3, 5 make the longest side. 1, 1 and 3, 5. So you can mark out 0, 4. All right, Zach, what am I going to put in for x plus x? And Samiri, what am I going to put in for the y's? All right, LeVar, what do you get right here? Good. Hallie, what do you get right here? So that one is B. All right, do your last OYO.